Louisiana beer reviews, JosephsBrau Plznr. JosephsBrau Plznr. 5.4% alcohol. International bitterness units are, it says somewhere here on here, but I wrote it down. 32 IBUs, pretty good. Apparently this came out around 2011. Gets an okay score on Beer Advocate, which would be like a C, so 38 out of 100 on rate beer, 75 out of 100 for the style. So not the greatest scores. And what about this? JosephsBrau, Trader Joseph's. Trader Joe's bought this in Baton Rouge. Says good. Best by August 30th, 2014. They're probably watching Greg's beer reviews up there in on the East Coast. It says this style of beer was developed by brewmaster Joseph Brau in 1840 in Pilsen in the Kingdom of Bohemia, which is today the Czech Republic. Yes, the Kingdom of Bohemia, or today the Czech Republic of Bohemia and Moravia, was part of Germany in 1840 because the German Confederation was established in 1815, and then it was replaced by the German Empire in 1871, and Bohemia continued to be under the authority of the Austrian Germans, the Austrian Empire, until 1918. And many of those many of those towns were renamed with Slavic names like Budweis. Budweis became Budvar, and Pressburg became Bratislava. Okay, that's in Slovakia, but that was actually never part of Germany. Slovakia was not included in the German Confederation. It was owned by Austria, but it was outside of the Confederation. Anyway, you never know with these Trader Joe's things, because I bought some that were really nice, like the Boatswain Heavy Lift Vessel, and some that were ghastly. Thick white head and a very golden, bubbly appearance. Now this is made by Gordon Biersch in San Jose, California, so chances are it'll be of much better quality than some of the stuff you can run across at TJ's. You get a pretty mild, mellow, bready aroma with a little hop spice in the background. Yeah, definitely very bready barley malt. Even with, now yesterday was such a boring day because I did, boring day relative to beer, because I did the Taste Challenge 3 with all the light beers, and then had to drink them. That's all I drank yesterday with those 3 cans. And I was drinking the last one. I said, so dull today. And then here's another lager, although I bet you it's going to have more flavor than Bud Light, Busch Light, and Natural Light. Not to say that the flavors in those 3 were bad. They're just, there's such a lack of it. You can even pick up, in those, when I was inhaling really hard, to pick up a hop spice. But it was a challenge. It really was a taste challenge. Not to mention I got all 3 wrong. Bready barley malt. A mild hoppiness. Bitterness in the aftertaste. The mouthfeel is medium. There's a little slickness to it. And the finish is semi-dry, it's easygoing, and it's refreshing. Well, the Gordon Biersch line, my opinion of those, if I remember correctly, and we haven't had those around here for about 3 years, they do have a Gordon Biersch restaurant and bar in New Orleans, downtown, right close to the river. But they used to sell, a few stores sold the Gordon Biersch bottled but I guess it wasn't selling because it was pulled. But I thought those were like good, but not excellent. Just sort of like, well, good. Nothing else to say. They were good. And this one is sort of like that. Maybe a little inferior. It might not be up to the regular Gordon beer standard. I mean, it looks okay. Smells okay. It has flavor, but it's not necessarily the greatest flavor. I can think of some others in this style that would really beat it. That would beat it, like the Czechvar or the Budweiser. It's Budweiser from the Czechia. They call it Budvar here because of the copyright conflict they've been having for 100 years, over 100 years. That's much better. I mean, there's so many that are much better. Staro Pramen beats this like a fool. But this one is kind of cheap, and it's a store brand beer, so it's a better than average store brand beer. It's a below average beer, in my opinion. It's kind of some sourness there. It's okay. I'll give it a B-. It's tolerably good. Now you want to look at some bad Trader Joe's beers. Well, this isn't from Trader Joe's, so this doesn't really count. This is Boxer Lager, but in a way it does. This is Boxer Lager from Wisconsin, Monroe, Wisconsin. Menhaus. Okay, I bought this in Racine, Wisconsin at a corner store. I remember which store. If you needed to know, I can tell you where. I bought this in the Jaguar malt liquor, high gravity, 8%. They were so bad, I had to pour 2 of these. I didn't have to. I had to pour 2 of these cans down the drain and 2 Jaguars down the drain. I was like, okay, I threw money away. I just cannot stomach them. Plus, we had the hurricane here, and we didn't have electricity for a week, so I was trying to ice them down in the ice chest and all, but it seemed like they never got quite cold enough. So any kind of little bit of warmth on those, it was just like, ugh. And I actually did the Boxer Lager. And at first, you know, they were like, they're not too bad. It's like a C. It was okay. And then those are the kind, the more you drink them, they actually develop worse qualities. The bad beers will get worse as you drink them. And so this might, and they dropped to an F where they were just undrinkable. Okay, I bring this up because this is very similar to this. Simpler Times Pilsner beer. Made by the same infamous outfit. This is 5.5 though. It's a little stronger in alcohol, but it tastes just pretty much just as bad. I choked down the whole 6-pack. Oh no, I think I was able to get a single, but I had to buy a 6-pack of that name tag. So I choked it down. Now here is Simpler Times Lager, 6.2, okay? Now, it has a rich flavor, and it has sort of a bold flavor, but it's a bad flavor. And it's 6.2, and so is this, Clear Creek Ice. Damn good beer, yeah right. Damn bad beer. I bought this up there in Wisconsin at one of those, I can't remember which one of those corner stores, and I had it cold at the hotel, you know, in a little mini fridge, cold, and it was, you could drink it, but you grit your teeth every time you took a sip. It was like a crystallized sugar flavor. It was sickly sweet. It was just like, oh. If I'm going to drink a 6.2% beer, I'm going to drink something good like Old English 800, for instance, which is a little bit less, 6%. I mean, but that's a good, you know, it tastes good. Might cost me a nickel more, but so a lot of metallic is coming out in this. That's from the hops, I think. These beers are not worth saving a penny. Okay, you're not saving hardly anything when you buy these. if you're saving anything, because I was just at Walmart and they had Busch beer, right? 4.3% Busch beer, 18-pack bottles, 12-ounce bottles, for $9.97. You're not going to get this stuff cheaper. It's going to be more. Go to Trader Joe's. You're not going to get it for that price. $3.33 a 6-pack. No, I don't think they have it for $2.99 a 6-pack. Even if it was $2.99, it would not be worth it. I wouldn't think it'd be worth it for free. Personally. Here's name tag. Oh, I can still remember almost every sip of this. 5%. Monroe, Wisconsin. I think this is a Trader Joe. I think it's the same as Boxer. Somehow I choked this down, but I was able to have it in the freezer for a while, and it wasn't during the hurricane. I was just, I really have a lot of animosity and rage toward these store brand beers, and I have so many of them. There's so many more that I haven't tried. I have tried them. You say why? Because I want to see what they're like, and they're almost universally bad. I mean, there's a few that are not quite horrible. You get the ones made in Rochester, like the Gold Mine Lager, which I think has been discontinued, but it's under some other alias. Just check on the Winery Exchange website, and they give you a whole list of all their store brands. These are the Rochester ones: Gold Mine, Copper Bell. I think that was the one that was discontinued or whatever. I don't know. They keep switching them around. None of them are good, but some of them are less bad. You know, there was, would you say, tolerable. But comparing these store brand beers to like your, like people like to say BMC. I don't like to use that because it's out of alphabetical order. I would say BCMP. The BCMP beers, there's no comparison. The BCMP beers are so much better. They're so much higher quality that it's a joke. It's a pathetic joke. So if you want inexpensive beer, stick with your BCMP. You'll be okay. Maybe better than okay. So thank you. Thank you for watching this video production, and y'all come on down to New Orleans.